What's up everyone, and welcome to the land of management consulting. You've landed your dream job and your first day is coming up. The nerves, the excitement, all the unknowns that lie ahead of you. So today, I'm here to talk about the typical onboarding experience for analysts and some experienced hires at many of the large firms, including the MBB and Big Four. If you'd like to see a similar video where I talked about getting started as a management consultant, I'll be sure to link that video in the bio below. Now, there's something that we need to talk about before getting started, and well, it makes me so sad. I've noticed that over 90% of you guys watching are not subscribed, so if you find my videos helpful, take a second to subscribe. My goal is to double the number of subscribers by the end of the month, and well, that starts with you. While you're at it though, be sure to also like and comment to show your support and boost the YouTube algorithm. Also, stick around till the end for a big announcement. With all that said though, let's get into it. Now, as a precursor to this video, I have to mention that no two firms are identical in their recruitment process. Some might throw you to the wolves on day one and expect you to learn and ask questions along the way, whereas other firms might have more structure and a training program for new hires to become acclimated to the world of consulting. Regardless, it's best that you check with your recruitment team while you're going through the interview process to make sure you know what you're getting yourself into. While we're also on the topic of interviews, be sure to also check out my interview series where I cover the different types of consulting interviews there are, as well as the tough questions you're likely to be asked. Remember that some people like to learn by doing, while others prefer moving a bit slower and take notes to prepare. What I'll be sharing with you today is a general consensus from colleagues at different consultancies and my own across America, including Deloitte, BCG, and some other boutique consulting firms. Again, please keep in mind that your process may be a bit different, and if it was, then be sure to share it in the comments below for me and others to learn from. The question that I always get from clients and peers starting their profession is, what can I do to prepare the day or week before my starting date? And the best answer I can give is, well, nothing. You've prepared enough for your behaviorals and cases, you've networked, and now you're in the position. Take that time you have off to relax and prepare for the horror that lies ahead. I'm just kidding about the last part. But seriously, enjoy your mini break if you do get one. To get started, I'll share with you guys a general timeline that generally lasts the first 90 days at that company. Normally on the first few days, it's the introductions and icebreakers. Who are they as a company? Who are you and your new colleagues, and why you're joining at such a perfect time. This period is normally meant to share some insight on the company, major points or recent accolades they've received recently or in the past, as well as bring speakers from different levels ranging from analyst panels to potentially even a Q&A with the CEO. Obviously, this does depend on the size of the firm though. Going through orientation and training, you're likely to be taught what feels like a million different things, and if you're straight out of university, then some of these might even be foreign to you. I look back and laugh, but when I was going through training, I remember having some questions after my first day and not knowing how to email them even. I looked over the company website and tried emailing them through my personal, but they never responded. Until the next day, that was when I realized Microsoft Outlook is actually meant for emailing. So we all have our moments and it's completely alright. You need to remember that, well, you're new. You're not expected to know everything right out the gate. Before getting into what comes after orientation, I'd like to take a minute and talk about today's sponsor, My Whistlebox. My Whistlebox is a one-stop shop for all your document needs. You're able to share, sign, and store information through their doubly encrypted platform. You can use MWB to compress multiple files into a PDF, take notes for yourself, or attach them to the documents, as well as so much more. But after your orientation comes your training. This can be more formal or informal. As part of a formal training, the company will set out between 1 to 4 weeks where they teach you the technical lingo, acronyms, in-house software, and technology, along with Excel, PowerPoint training, and so much more. It's usually a tough time because of all the time it takes to process all this information, but you're going to have to put in a little bit of extra time to make sure you get everything and not fall behind. I think that's probably the last thing we're worried about. With a more informal training process, however, you're likely just being staffed on your first project and assigned a peer mentor or coach who will guide you throughout your project. Remember, nobody wants you to fail. You're a valuable asset to the company, and they've spent so much time and resources getting you through the networking, interview, and onboarding process. Normally, you're likely to be staffed on a project where there are other analysts or associates who have a bit more experience under their belt for you to reference. They'll support you along the way and will do their best to make sure you feel comfortable with your tasks and responsibilities. After all, the best way to learn can sometimes be by just doing. But again, depending on other firms who do have a formal training process, you're likely to go through an on-the-job training period where you have all the information and resources you need to do well. You've been trained, have mentors and coaches, as well as the knowledge to do well. It's now just a matter of applying all that together to see what happens. This OJT, or on-the-job period, is likely to be a project you're staffed on unless they'd want to run a simulation or a mock project for a day to a week at max. So with all this information, I think it's time for a little recap. The onboarding process can take many different shapes, but its purpose is to get you acclimated to the work and life you'll be living as a management consultant. You'll likely be introduced to other colleagues at Q&A sessions, to different presenters all around. Regardless, it's a matter of giving it your all without stressing and learn what it takes to become the best consultant that you can be. And well, for what it's worth, I believe in you. Now, if you remember at the beginning of this video, I mentioned that I have an announcement for you guys. I've noticed that the majority of these videos on this channel have been mainly informational about consulting. More specifically, management consulting at the MBB and Big Four. And while I will continue sharing content like this, again, just let me know in the comments what you'd like, I'd like to share some stories and information about myself. I'm sure that by now, one question on your mind is, which firm does Ryan even work at? Is he even a management consultant, or is he just making these videos during his free time? So if you'd like to know which firm I work at or even how much I get paid, then make sure this video either gets 1,000 views or 100 likes in the first month after uploading. In order to do that, be sure to share this video with your friends and colleagues who would find value behind the content I do upload. With that being said, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you found this video helpful. I upload videos every Wednesday, so you do not want to miss out. If you'd like guidance on getting into management consulting, whether that be resume and cover letter reviews to interview prep, then be sure to visit my website, ryanrafi.com, and schedule an appointment for a one-on-one mentorship. Feel free to also check out the other products that I offer, as well as use the promo codes in the bio below. As always, thanks. Until next time.